And I'm like, that's that chick that I look at and be like, no, dog, she definitely one of them type that'll wake me up in the middle and be like,
Was Karagalagan fam? It's 5:09 and I'm on CP time, but hey, don't be mad at me. You know how it is. Y'all know I was colored before y'all let me on the show. This is Friday. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it, boss? It's the 16th of May, and you are listening to Random Thoughts with DVP. Random Thoughts with DVP. That would be me, your host. Right now, we're gonna do our little intro. It's hot outside. Don't drive if you ain't got to. It's traffic everywhere. I've been driving for like the past 5-6 hours. So as always, I always have my super producer Roy here. So I'm just asking Roy, how was your week?
It wasn't too bad, man. Not too bad at all.
Anything special?
No, nothing at the top side of the week. I'm headed out. I'm headed down to Florida tonight. So
To do your event, right?
Yep.
Well, people,
Relay for Life.
Relay for Life.
Yep, hosting it down at Eatonville. Y'all on deck. I'll be there in the morning.
Eatonville.
Eatonville, Florida is the oldest black incorporated municipality in the country. It's the first place in the United States that black people actually got together, governed themselves, did their own chart, all that kind of stuff.
So you mean the one Griffin?
No.
Eatonville. Mm-hmm. I'm about to ask my folks if they ever heard of that, because I
Did you see the Oprah movie that she did with Halle Berry, Their Eyes Are Watching God, from the Zora book?
The who?
Their Eyes Are Watching God. It was a Zora Neale Hurston book.
Oh.
Did a TV movie on it, and Halle Berry starred in it.
Nah.
Look it up. That was actually the the town that they were in.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little research on that. You trying to make me work hard? I didn't know this program came with homework assignments.
Hey, man. Can I speak?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got a special guest in here. He didn't know who was coming. This is G.
Hello.
And that's him. So how was your week, G? What's going on? How was your week?
My week was very exciting. I'm always trying to make money, and I made a couple dollars this week, so that's pretty good.
Was it legal money? I mean,
all money is legal money. All money is legal.
Okay,
there's no illegal money in America.
And today's show is going to be about I got bombarded with questions about why men won't commit.
That's one of my favorite subjects, by the way.
So that's what we're going to get into. I'm going to tell you, my week is always slightly interesting. Like I've been stuck in traffic for the past 4-5 hours for something that should have took me an hour and a half. I guess I walked in the studio about 5:01, 5:02, and my super producer gave me the look. So I'm going to go stand in the corner on one of the commercial breaks, but not right now. And first I wanted to start off talking about the whole beatdown thing, because y'all know how I feel about domestic violence. But I still ain't seen the video. And
we'll watch it during the break.
I really don't care. Then I was more entrenched with the whole Sterling thing, because I told you he wasn't gonna go easy, and he threw the biggest monkey wrench that can't nobody do nothing about. Him and his wife planning this divorce that's gonna take 3 to 4 years. So there's nothing the NBA will be able to do about it. They're gonna have a super secret meeting with him to get him to relinquish, because there's nothing they can do. Their bylaws won't even cover that.
Cover what though?
If his wife filed for divorce, the first thing they fight for is what he owns. What he owns is the team. The NBA can't do nothing until the divorce is final. Nothing.
LeBron can do something.
Dude, I was just about to bring that up, because
LeBron's gonna do something.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Let them mess around, and he still be owning that team at the beginning of the season.
They're gonna shut down the league. Watch.
Bet they won't. It's too many players who live in paycheck to paycheck. See, and this is what people don't understand. The man with the most money can afford to do a lot of things. LeBron making $7 billion a year. Them guys who living from paycheck to paycheck, watch all these shows about players going broke right after they start playing. But them guys can't afford to miss nothing.
But you know what? See, and here's the thing. This, and then what it should do is it should open their eyes up. Because, bruh, minimum wage in the NBA is what? $800,000? Really?
Something like that.
And you live in paycheck to paycheck? Okay, you living above your means. That's a problem.
This is true. They are. But, that being said, it is what it is. And you know, this is something I was thinking about. Now, if all this stuff with him has been going on, and don't worry, ladies, we're gonna get to the subject. I just had to get this out the way. Remember, how did Chris Paul get to the team anyway? The commissioner put him there. Now, if he had all these back issues going anyway, why did the commissioner void one trade and put him on the Clippers? So think about there's a whole infrastructure that we don't know, which is why I'm gonna tell you my personal belief, and then we're gonna move on. That's why they don't want to hold the NBA. They don't want the owners to vote, because the owners vote, more dirt is gonna come up. Because I'm sure he got dirt on. We talked about this last time.
Right.
If they vote against him, I'm sure he got dirt on them. I'm sure, and it's gonna open up a lot of doors that they don't want open, because the first time somebody say my owners are racist, I want off the team, the NBA gonna have a whole lot of problems. So they don't even want to go down that alley. They're gonna have to have a super secret meeting with him to say, hey, do this, hey, and we'll take away the lifetime ban. Help us out so that we don't have to shut the league down. People gonna still come see the NBA. We found that out when NFL went on strike and the scabs came in. That didn't shut the NFL down.
This is different.
It's not.
This is different.
Please believe. People will say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, they gonna, just like they keep coming to the game. Don't know people boycott the games. You know why? Because they not. They not. If LeBron don't come, LeBron only plays in other people's stadium 41 times. He can't shut the league down by himself.
LeBron's not coming alone. LeBron is not.
Whoever he comes with will only come to a town twice. You think twice is gonna shut them down? It's not. Financially speaking, one man, one opponent can't stop the show. 10 men. When Michael Jordan, the greatest player most of us have ever seen, left to go play baseball, did the basketball ratings go down? They did not. So we can believe what we want to believe. We can believe in the hype, but at the end of the day, money talk. And them guys who live in paycheck to paycheck, that's got to take care of their entourage. Just like with the NFL, when they went on strike, them players still crossed that line because everybody went down with what they said. It's racist everywhere. But anyway, that's just what I just had to get that out, because and we're gonna get started. I'm pulling up my laptop. Today's subject is, and this was so funny to me because I got fussed at.
I'm mad Candy can't be listening, so you let her know to make sure she come back on the replay. I need to hear some comments from her.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna tell you the story about Candy. Candy's one of my work wives who keep mistreating me. You know, so I got that's why G is on me. But she was talking trash. But the question is, are black men, and that was the original question, was it black men? But I'm gonna use it for all men. Are men afraid to commit?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Ask me why.
I'm gonna let G speak first, just because I ain't used to hearing him talking. I'm so impressed. I'm gonna let him speak because I wholeheartedly disagree, and it ain't offer me and Roy agree on nothing. But here we go.
Right.
Why do you say that, G?
Well, let me start by saying, first of all, I am a post-commencement relationship counselor, PCRC. You need to write that down.
A post-commencement
relationship counselor.
Is that after I made the mistake of saying I do, you gonna help me out?
Well, kinda. In other words, once a relationship has progressed to a new level, like marriage, or like, I don't know, you're steady or something like that.
Right.
And then the relationship starts falling apart.
Uh-huh.
I'm the guy to explain why it's falling apart and how to get it back on track.
So realistically, you a white collar hostage negotiator.
I'm a post. Well,
you a white.
It's some of the similar techniques. Yeah.
Right. You're a hostage negotiator.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
I can get it back on track. I can get the hostage released. That's my job. I can get the relationship released. The relationship is what's hostage.
Not the.
It's a relationship.
Is it the relationship? You sure it ain't the person?
It's not the person. It's a relationship. I help people save the relationship. Okay, so you said are men afraid to commit, particularly black men?
Yeah, well, the question was because it was a black group that I'm in, and I just we can talk about men in general, or we can discuss it about black men.
Well, let's talk about black men.
Okay, why do you think black men are afraid of commitment?
Because they should be. That's why. They should be.
Explanation. Yeah, we need explanation.
Oh, please give us an explanation.
They should be. First of all, let's talk about the relationship like let's say just marriage. Let's say straight to marriage. That's the end result of a male-female relationship, right? Marriage. That's the goal.
Or prison, one of the two.
Or prison, something like that. Okay, fine. We call it marriage. Let me ask you this: when does a man think about getting married in his life? At what point does he say, maybe I should get married? At what point?
Before he is committed.
Right. When does a woman think about?
No, I mean committed to an insane asylum. That's when he, except for
Be-
Roy. Roy's a good guy.
Well,
Roy probably
be
thinks about
fair.
it.
If you've been married before, or if you are married, you didn't go insane. You kind of had to do it. You felt driven to do it, right? But at what point the point at which a man decides to get married is basically when he finds a woman, he feels like he's in love with her. He's at a certain point where he might want kids, and so he says, I might make this choice. Now, at what point does a woman decide to get married, or think about marriage, or consider marriage, or wonder about marriage? About what age?
You on the page? I don't know. You tell us. I mean, because I'm
You
still
the counselor, yeah. You done dropped the title on us. You got you got to go ahead and verify it.
Okay, well, here it is. You ever see little girls playing with dolls? And they got like the Barbie doll and the Ken doll. And she's feeding them food.
Right.
And making Ken do this and that and blah, blah, blah. She's at the age of like 4 or 5, 6, she's envisioning a relationship and how she wants the relationship to go. You don't see little boys with Barbie and Ken dolls. We don't think about relationships until we want a woman or we find a woman. So the point is, women are way ahead of the game. Much farther ahead than men are. And at the point where a guy thinks about getting married, his counterpart, which could be his partner or his adversary, is so far ahead as far as what she has as expectations or needs or wants or desires that, when they finally do get married, when those expectations are not met by the woman, you're going to have problems. And what happens when a relationship does not work out for a man? He loses. He loses half of everything he's got. He loses time. He loses money. It's just bad. And the fear of that loss is what stops men from getting married. It's very simple.
We'll stop before the marriage because I think you're digging too deep. Let's just start with a committed relationship.
Okay.
Why would a man be afraid to be in a committed relationship? I mean, I got my own views on why they, I ain't gonna say afraid, but why they don't do it.
Hey, first off, okay, yeah, thank you.
Go ahead.
No, you changed it because you said why they don't do it. Men are not afraid. Listen, all y'all who tuning in right now, men are not afraid to commit to a woman. They are not. That is the biggest. What's the word I'm looking for?
Lie.
Biggest farce.
Lie.
Biggest lie. It is the biggest bunch of boo hockey that you are ever gonna hear. Men are not afraid to commit. But D was getting ready to go to the point that we was gonna make, so I'm gonna just let him get to it.
I thought you was gonna go there, so go ahead. I mean, because I'm gonna jump in.
Right. The men commit once they find someone that they feel worth committing to. So that's why when your grandma used to always say that stuff like, "Baby girl, what he gonna buy the cow for if he can get the milk?" Hello,
which is the second dumbest statement.
but I think that was true. So with most dudes, because the first thing y'all have to realize.
Oh, we tearing stuff up.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, it'll be all right. The first thing you have to realize, and I think we done made this point probably in every show, we done did. Look, ladies, if all you bring into the table is sex, guess what? You ain't up on nothing. It ain't too many real sunshines out there. So
you're so replaceable.
Exactly. You got to be able to do more than just quote unquote good sex for a man to want to commit to you.
Because my thing is, and I talked about this with some of the ladies in the.
You didn't get a phone number out. You got to get a phone number out.
Because I don't want them to call yet. Because I see.
Okay, then. There you go. They already started.
Yeah, they already started. I see what you stop. And my thing is, and I listen to ladies. I mean, and it's like I listen to guys too. Just because you think you're a good person, which is the biggest myth going, doesn't mean somebody else does. And that's where a lot of us are losing out. When we say, "Well, I want this guy to commit to me," maybe you're just not that person for him. Understand that. Just because you want something doesn't mean I want it. We can have a lot of great things going. Men aren't afraid to commit. This is one of the things that I have noticed. Natalie. I know. That's why I wasn't giving out the number yet. Listen, we seen these dumb shows that y'all watch. And I said this yesterday. When Scandal, a show I've never seen, came on, and I watched how y'all women went ape over it and how y'all could relate to it, that gave a brother pause. Y'all love these reality shows, Love and Hip Hop, all these shows with these crazy single women on there. Y'all seem to love. So guess why we think y'all love them? Some of y'all can relate to them just a tad bit too well. And I seen Love and Hip Hop. It's some fine women on there. They are doable. They are not marryable. They are not commitmentable, as I'm making up my own words. And a lot of y'all have these same exact tendencies. We're not afraid to commit. When we see something that we like, that we want, we in there. We in there. Y'all just don't bring that. And the biggest thing that we worry about is that y'all are going to become that. Because we know that y'all super duper are giving out your representative. See, the average man will tell you who he is and what he is up front. And you'll set forth to try to change that. Right, we did, what was that? What was the form we did with me, Tommy, and
Oh well,
and
no,
other
that
guys?
was the start of our relationship series.
And
Yeah.
it was nothing but single guys.
Yep.
And we trying to tell women what single guys think. And ladies, I said this, if you ever want to know the truth, ask a single guy who ain't trying to have sex with you what's real. He ain't trying to have sex with you, so guess what? He ain't gonna lie to you. And when a guy tells you this, stop trying to defend your bad decisions. You making bad decisions. Well, I did this for this guy. Okay, yeah, you did all that, but maybe it's for the wrong guy.
Wrong dude, exactly.
So you made a bad decision. So I don't need to argue with me. Because Roy, I tell you now, when it comes to these little relationship shows, I'm gonna keep it 3,000%. I'm gonna tell you what you don't want to hear, but it's still the truth. And women want to argue with me. Oh no. I'm gonna say it again. If you sexing dude and he won't open the door, which is free, you are already driving down a dead end alley. That's as free as it get. You want more out of that?
Let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
For the average man, the average single young man, what's more important, sex or love?
See, you can't.
No. That's a simple question.
It's not.
Yes,
because
it is. It's very,
depends-
very
It
simple.
depends on who the man is.
We're talking about the average man. We're not talking about some guy in the corner. We're talking about the average.
Average
man.
is relative.
No, and
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
break this up because
There's an honest answer. You said
You're right.
you're 3,000%.
But I got this.
That's him. I know what his answer
Because,
gonna be.
and this is what I tell everybody.
What's the
Know
answer?
the difference. For the man, what was your second one? For a man is looking for love. Dudes and guys are looking for sex. Know who you got. Don't mistake it. A man will take sex, but he wants.
Yes, we will.
Roy, and I'm gonna get Roy. I don't. Me and
You
Roy.
can use me as an example.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Roy is a great man. You know what I'm saying? Roy, even though, and I'm a man because I'm always honest. Me and Roy are looking for something totally different when we first meet a woman. Roy, my evaluation of Roy is the type of dude who would actually try to date one woman at a time.
I do that because I can't.
Right.
That's a
I can't
beautiful
do
thing.
Which,
too many of y'all
which to
at one
me
time.
is akin to suicide. Because when she drives you crazy, you don't have an outlet other than to go set stuff on fire. Me, I'm going to date multiple women because one of them will rise to the top. And then I will eliminate the other ones. We got two totally different approaches, but we are still looking for the same end result. Roy is just doing it one woman at a time. So that's his style. It works for him. Trying to date one woman at a time, I'm already bald. So I can't lose my hair, and it's already white. So I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. But I'm honest about it. That's the difference between a man and a dude. A dude is not gonna tell you that he doing it. He gonna play the Roy game and have you believe in this and that. So Roy is looking for the golden prize. Roy want to end up at K Jewelers. That's fine. I want to end up at Toys R Us.
Wait a minute, hold up. No, I ain't trying to end up at K Jewelers because
I'm sorry, Jared.
I'm putting the down payment on the house or something. I don't like putting money in stuff that they ain't gonna appreciate.
But I'm saying, but you
I
want,
get what
yeah,
you're
you
saying.
get.
I'm
you-
looking.
yeah.
I'm looking for the marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You want-
when I date with a purpose.
Yeah,
That's the,
Roy
that's the
want
easy way to say
he
it.
want the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids.
No, I want them on cheering.
I'm just saying, you want the American dream.
Right.
I want a girl who doesn't mind stripper poles.
I didn't say I didn't want
Well,
that
I'm just
either.
saying,
now.
but our priorities are a little different,
Right.
you know. Roy, you know, so but that doesn't take away from what we are. But now when I've said this before, when I was in straight predator mode, it was about sex. It was not about building any strong, meaningful, long-term relationship other than friendship. But we weren't gonna have no title other than friends with benefits.
All right, but that's kind of the point that I'm making. So at some point in life, you're in predator mode.
At
Okay.
some point, what now?
In life, you are in predator mode. That's the mode. That's the mode that a lot of men have been in that position at some point. Am I correct?
Right, and that's
So
why I changed men to guys.
Okay.
Guys do it. A man won't do it.
Okay, you can say, "Oh, guys, a man, this and that, blah blah blah." However, every man that I know at some point has been in that mode. So if you're in that mode, you can't tell me that love is the primary goal of a predator mode. Well, let me finish.
Go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you finish. That's
let
why I
me
ain't say
finish.
nothing.
And so if that's the case where your primary goal at some point in life is sex, then getting into a committed relationship actually takes away from your primary goal. and therefore there's no benefit for it. So I'll ask you this: if you have that predator mode mentality at some point, what benefit is there in a committed relationship? I'll say the answer is zero. And once again, if that's the case, that's why men you call it, you say a fear of committing. I'll just say no desire to commit, no need to commit.
And I'm gonna disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree.
It's
Even in my mode right now, I would
gotta read my
love to
book.
find that one. Listen to me, ladies, before y'all start sending me nasty messages. That one who,
I forgot to play the disclaimer, but go ahead.
yo,
No.
I mean, it ain't gonna be nothing dirty, but we're gonna get to that. That one who does it for me the way I want it to be done without me having to tell her. I've met tons of great women. I have stopped dating some women strictly because they were far ahead of me in the game. They were looking at marriage at that point. I wasn't. I didn't want to waste their time. I want the same thing Roy wants. I just want to take the adventurous route to getting there. Now, as far as the sex, because Roy knows, and I stress this a lot, good sex is important to me. I don't need good sex with a bunch of different women. The one something that I truly say I can say I miss is I miss being able to say a name when I wake up. I miss that. I want to know. I miss having that same cuddle buddy whose body I know that fit me like a nice foam mattress. But I ain't gonna sacrifice that just because she feels good to me in bed to make that think that she's the one. She's just the one that's good for me in bed. So I can't see why men would ever be afraid to commit. It's just that women don't give us something to commit to. You tell me when we got to get married, you being bossy. Whenever you try to force a man to get married, you asking for him to be a cheater. He'll do it on his own. He will. And you might like his time frame, but if you follow his time frame, your marriage will last a whole lot longer. Because he won't feel like he's a hostage. Because every time he look at you and you think that's a sparkle in his eye, when you see that tear, that's a real tear. Because he knows he's a hostage. And his boys can't even come rescue him.
Well, you've heard me say this before. I've always had this. There's 2 points I want to make. Well, actually 3. 'Cause I got to get back over here to G's point. But the first thing is, and I tell my female friends this, and I talk to people, and I tell them, I don't care what nobody say. And I say that if you, and this is all based on you spending a reasonable amount of time with someone. I say after the 3rd date, men know whether or not they want to be in a committed relationship. After 6 months, they know whether or not they want to marry you. Now, that is not saying he gonna ask you to marry him in 6 months, but he knows, because men, like I said, men are hunters by nature.
Right. So even if he knows
By
he's not
nature.
gonna marry her, he's still gonna keep having sex with her.
Well, but see, I'm gonna get to that point because that's the next point that I wanted to make. When you deal with this kind of stuff, sex, you can't just men are physical creatures. We've admitted that, correct? I think
Yes.
nice guys, whoever we are. I like to be close and cuddle and do just as much as anybody do. But I've also figured out that I don't like random sex or meaningless sex. I cannot be intimate with anyone that I do not have an emotional connection to. If I haven't determined that I can just talk to you and we can have random conversations that go on about anything.
I need my aberration sign because this is not normal.
So, but I mean, that's what you say, but that's me. And to be honest, I know other dudes who are similar to me in that mode. So it's not that it's not out there, but the thing is that women have to understand. And Tommy made this point. And this is another one of these things that I wholeheartedly believe. Men are the way that we are because of what women will allow. Just like
Exactly.
Tommy said, if it became cool for a dude to walk, if women start saying, "Ooh, girl, do you see that pink tutu he got on?" If they started saying that was cool, guess what you would have? Dudes walking around like, "Yo, homie, check out my pink tutu." That we do. And this is the other thing I tell women: 97% of everything a man does, he does to get a woman. Because we cavemen. Hamburgers and steaks on the grill would be fine for me. We walk around in our drawers and we We just be kicking it. We don't need all this fancy stuff. That stuff y'all like. Now if we going out, it's a different thing, you know. D,
Right.
you know, D is D one of them GQ brothers. So he, you know, he always looking dapper and whatnot. You know, me, dude, give me a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. I'm good. You know. But I mean, it's things that you gotta. Women have to understand that men are not afraid. That's the main thing is men are not afraid to commit. There's absolutely no fear for a man to commit.
If he's afraid to commit, he ain't a man, first of all. Just get past
Right.
that. But he should tell you where he is. If he can't tell you where he is, then that's on you because you're being played.
You probably used the wrong word though. It's not fear. It's lack of desire.
There's
Not
no
even a
lack
lack
of
of
desire.
desire.
It is a lack of
Most-
desire. It's
most
I'll
people wanna
I'll
be
give you
committed.
an example. I'll give you an example. When you go to a wedding, right? And at one point they toss the bouquet, and I'm a photographer, so I've seen this
Right.
100 times. When a woman goes out to toss the bouquet, there's about 100 women out there trying to catch the bouquet, which symbolizes their own marriage coming up. Now, so many times I've seen the husband who just got married about to toss that garter, and not one dude steps on the floor to catch that
But
garter.
that's
And this is just-
tradition.
And this is just this is just a symbol. It doesn't mean anything. It's just
I know,
it's just a
tradition.
symbol.
But you know why? Hold on, let me tell you.
What's
why
the
I
reason those
disagree
guys
with
don't
that.
want to walk on that floor?
Because
they don't want a relationship.
Because
They don't
most
wanna get
dudes
married.
at weddings, trust me, most dudes at weddings are already married. That if you look, I guarantee you, if you poll 90% of the men who are at, and these are people over the age of
No,
21.
I'm talking about
most of them are married.
I'm talking
so you're
about the
not
percentage
gonna
of
do it.
the percentage of those whom are eligible don't want to walk on the floor. I've seen it where nobody walked on the floor, and there were single men there. They just didn't want. Even the thought of getting married was undesirable.
You know why he ain't walk on the floor?
Tell me.
Because he was already hollering at one of the bridesmaids trying to get on for the night.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he was a Eddie Long follower. I'm just putting it out there. Inquiring minds.
You know what, fellas? You guys have convinced me. Men want to get married. They just can't find the right stripper.
No.
I think maybe that's your point.
No.
When they find the right stripper,
You
then
don't-
they'll get married. Maybe that's your point, because that's all I can believe. That's all I can understand.
All right, we're gonna take a break right quick. But before we do, I'm gonna give y'all. You want me to get a number now? When we come back, I'm gonna get a number. When we come back. Y'all are funny on the line. I'll see you in a few minutes. It's 5:36. Random thoughts with DVP, G, and the super producer Roy. We'll be back in a few.
Are you in need of a dessert for a special event? Maybe a custom birthday cake. I know, it's your wedding day and you want a cake that will stimulate your taste buds and capture and create the memories for that special day. Well, Sweet Destination should be your choice. Let master sweet designer Montevia Gamble create a unique and delicious cake for your special occasion. But that's not all. Sweet Destination also creates other desserts, from cheesecakes, homemade fudge, brownies, cookies, pies, cake pops, cupcakes, and just about anything that you can think of. So check them out at sweetdestinations.com or on Facebook under Sweet Destinations. Remember, the greatest conversations take place on the road to the sweetest destinations of the human mind. So let's do more than business. Let's make memorable moments. We are Sweet Destinations.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24 karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Lisa, you've been staring at that computer screen for 30 minutes. What's wrong?
Oh, it's my new marketing campaign. I want to tell people how great my business is, but I don't know what to say. I need copy for the website, newsletters, and brochure, and I'm drawing a blank. Writing just isn't my thing.
My boss had the same problem, and he called Put It in Writing Professional Writing Service.
Put it in writing? What's that?
It's a business just for people who need copywriting, but don't have the budget for the big marketing and PR firms. They help my company tell everyone about the great products and services we offer through our website. And when my cousin recorded his CD, Put It in Writing wrote his bio and press release. They even do resumes.
That's good to know, because I'll be looking for a job if this business doesn't take off.
Don't worry. Call the professionals at Put It in Writing at 901-359-6629 and check out the website at putitinwriting2.com. That's putitinwriting, the numeral 2.com.
And guess who's back? It's hey, I better be your favorite daytime host. Boy, y'all are tripping. You know what? I'm gonna start blocking everybody. All right, Roy, you want to play the disclaimer, then give the number out.
Yeah, we good. We good. We ain't gonna worry about it.
We ain't gonna worry about the disclaimer for this show. This one shouldn't hit egg status. All right, go ahead and get a number out right quick.
All right. Oh.
You know what? I'm talking and I hadn't turned my mic on. Okay, there we go.
Okay, can y'all hear Roy now?
Yeah, they got me now.
right.
Okay, folks, the number is 678-701-3738. That number again is 678-701-3738. So if you got any comments and questions, stuff you want to say, go ahead and call us on.
Don't call us while you're in the middle of committing a crime. I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Finish the crime, then call us. Can't be holding on while you're robbing somebody.
But,
I'm just saying.
I mean, like I said, man, man, dude. I really do just have to disagree with you because I think most men, and I honestly believe most men, and it could be, you know what? It could be 49-51, but I still believe that most men want a commitment. But the problem that we run into is that they don't get asked the questions that trigger that response from each individual man. Every man has his own set of I call them keywords, key phrases to get to the things that he wants in life. So when he hears a woman say certain things, he perk up. He be like, oh, wait a minute. And we got our first
There we go. Caller, welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I'm so scared of you.
You already know who it is. I could not hold back.
All right, what's going on, sis?
Okay, here's the thing. Men are not afraid to commit.
Thank you.
Two types of men. One, the first type of men are the men who commit to many different women at the same time. That's the first thing.
Right, if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you with.
Huh?
If you can't be with the one you love, love the one you with.
You know, they're committed to multiple women. Then there's the second man. Most men commit to one woman, but they don't commit to the change that comes with the commitment. That's what they're afraid of. They're not afraid of the commitment. They're afraid of the change that comes with the commitment.
Exactly. Because there's a lot of change.
Because truly, you know, women are constantly changing. From birth, you know, to the time we get Tom and everything, we're constantly changing. Emotionally.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did you just say Tom?
Yeah, you got to remember, everybody don't know who Tom is. So do you want to tell them or you want me to give them an abbreviation for Tom?
Tom is time of the month.
People think she had a boyfriend named Tom for the
like,
long.
Tom's? I knew it wasn't a dude. I'm like, what? I like Tom's.
Yeah, Tom comes every month, and women are moody every month. Every month it's different. So women are apt to change. whether, it's with their body, their emotions, their hormones. Men are very subtle. They are the same pretty much, leveled all the way through life. If they can keep it the way like that, they would do it. Men are afraid to commit to the change that comes with the change. Most men, they fall in love and they're like, she's perfect, she's wonderful, and then, she changes some shit. She's like, oh no, we're going to do this now, and it's not like that anymore. We got to have children, or we got to do this. Men don't like change.
But see, Natalie, this is Roy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, darling?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so listen. This is where I'm going to disagree with you to a certain extent, because especially when a man finds a woman that he loves, guess what? We all understand that y'all got Tom. We understand that happens. Most of us have grown up with sisters, moms, and aunts, so we understand that. It's not that type of change that bothers a man. It's the type of change where we talk about, like, the representative has been out before, while we dating, and even through, say, an engagement or whatever, and then and through this time frame, like, here's an example. We'll use me again as an example. Say we kicking it, we done had us fun, we getting together at this point, and I say, you knew the whole time, Roy don't want no more cheering. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, okay, so we done got to the point, we cool, we doing this thing, we go, as B say, we gonna put the ring on it, so we gonna move forward and get into this commitment. And you turn around 2 months in and be like, ooh, I'm pregnant. What the hell? See, that is not a change. Right. That's the okie doke.
And I agree with you. Tom comes every month. Most men are used to that. What I'm saying is the change that comes with women, just like you said. All of a sudden now they want children, or they throw stuff at you that wasn't there before. Most men that commit to women commit to the promise of this is it. This is the way it's going to be. Women start changing things, they want to live in the city. All of a sudden she wants to live in the country. But, women change all the time. Men are afraid of that. A lot of women say, I'll become a freak when we get married. When they get married, ain't nothing going on.
Yeah, no.
Right, and that's my point. Men are more afraid of what you will become.
Men have been burnt before, and I'm talking about men our age, in our peer group. I'm not talking about those 20-year-olds, because those 20-year-olds are, out to get as much pussy as they can. I'm sorry, am I cursing too much? But...
I'm sorry, what did you just say about men? What was that comment? They want what?
No, she said 20-year-olds.
Men in their 20s are out to get as much pussy as they can.
She said 20-year-olds.
Right, she said men in their 20s, not those in our peer group.
Okay, at what point do you think that changes?
It usually changes around, either late 20s, mid 30s, depending on the type of dude that, depending on the dude. But see, as men are changing and developing into becoming men, and when I say men, I'm talking about trying to commit, make a family, all that stuff. Women have been burnt. Women are burnt in their 20s, in their late teens and their 20s. They're burnt. So when they reach 30-year-old status, they're ready to play. They're not looking for that commitment. They might look for that one guy, but they're like, I'm playing the game. So men and women are at different stages at different times.
You know what?
So it's kind of hard to date, our peer group until you're like, in your mid-40s, then everybody's probably a little bit leveled. Well, but, a guy who's, 42, he's looking to, settle down, unless you're Darren. But, he's looking to settle down. He needs a woman who's a little bit, around that peer group. Or a real young woman that he can mold. Because women my age are like, oh no, been there, done that. It's my way or the highway. I can do this with you. I can do this without you. Or I can do it with 5 different men.
And see, that's my thing. I can do it with you or without you. I done got this far. But my thing is what you said initially. Most men are afraid of what you will become after you get us. When you're doing...
Because they have been burnt before.
Right. No, and not only have we been burnt before, we see it with our friends. We see... And I'm gonna just use Roy because we cool. I see how Roy is. He happy, easygoing. Then he meet that girl, And when they're dating, everything is cool. Then 6 months down the line, they've been married. Roy calling to work, he dragging. I'm like, Roy, what's up with your little pimp? And then he started telling the war stories. So when I was thinking about proposing to that girl, I'm listening to Roy, and I'm thinking about my past experiences. Yeah, the numbers bear me out. Women do change, and it's something so simple as women can tell you they want all the simple things, and when you get them that, and if you get them everything on their list, they come up with a new list.
You know what I think it is, and Natalie, I'm gonna jump in before you say something, because I don't think that's what it is either. I don't think it's change, because again,
it ain't growth.
See, changing, and this is what people got to realize, because we're dealing with three different things: change, growth, and then there's just plain out lies and manipulation, because that's what I think a lot of women do. One of the things, and this is funny, because this to me is something that I think men learned, especially in a city like Atlanta. We learned to tell them all the stuff that they want to hear to get what we want from them. Now, women, I think, have been doing that.
I think they teach us that. I think that's what you said. We do what they allow. They teach us that that's what we have to do.
Right, to get the stuff we want to. And so we don't mind change, because change is inevitable. People are going to change just in life. You should change all the time. That's just one of the things. Growth is the same thing. When you get with somebody, yeah, you should grow. There should be things that you do that are different. But we don't, well, like I said, that's why it's like, if you knew from the jump that you wanted children, but hey, everything else about Roy was off the charts for you, so you know what? I'm going to play this role and tell him I don't want no children, but I'm going to stop taking my birth control pills, or, I'm going to get my tubes untied, and yeah, that can be done. And you do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you spring that on me. Don't expect me to be happy with that. Because I'm like, dude, that's the one thing. I'm like, look, I done raised my kids. I'm like, I don't want to go through that no more. This is the time of life I done sacrificed for the past 20 some odd years. I'm ready to have me some fun with whoever I'm with. And you can't do that. So that's what I think the difference is. I think that the women are doing more of the bait and switch, so to speak. That's what we don't like. And we are afraid of that, because we don't want to be looked at as the bad person then when something like that comes down.
But in return, there are a lot of men that act like women these days too, because a lot of men change also. They change their tune. I don't want any children. No, and then all of a sudden it's like, I think we should have one. Excuse me?
That's because he saw somebody looking at you the wrong way.
I'm old enough to be a grandmother. I don't want any children.
But that's an insecurity, and those are the little things that and we're gonna talk about why women don't do it, but men don't commit a lot of times. And one is the change, but a lot of times it's because, if we speak honestly, a lot of women don't want commitment. They just say that to their girlfriends, but they don't want to be committed. A lot of your friends don't want it. So there's no need to commit. If we already there and everybody's happy, like with the old Coke, let's just keep it there. And the commitment thing, it is really now so overrated, because everybody has a fear of something, whether it's of losing their property, their mind, their soul. It's something, because we've all seen it change. Some men act like women these days, and even some women, y'all spend years trying to figure out whether the brother's undercover or not. So you don't want to commit because you got to get everybody to do the inspection. And it's just so many different things. But at the end of the day, Roy want the same thing that I want. We just going to go about it differently. I honestly could never see myself trying to date one single woman and make an informed decision, because you can't.
But
and
here's the thing.
And Roy looks at it totally different.
Hold on,
You've
Natalie.
been married before. I don't know if Roy has.
Yes, I have, Natalie. Hold on. Because
okay.
I do disagree with you on that.
Right.
Because I don't think you can truly give somebody a real evaluation or a real shot if you're busy dealing with more than one person, because you're comparing those two people.
100% agreement.
So let me, before you say that, we got a comment from Sony. She says, and we'll get into this after Natalie makes her point, but she said a man's ability to commit is in direct correlation to his options. Go ahead, Natalie.
We're being married before. When we're dating, we take our time to get to know that next person. One, because we're afraid to commit to the same bullshit that we had before. My biggest thing for me, it's like, I could have stayed married if I'm going to be in the same bull that I was in before.
Right.
And that's my biggest thing. Like, I don't want to go to what, and I had a great husband. We grew apart, but at one point I was like, this ain't for me anymore. Call me the bad person. I walked away, whatever. But if I see those signs in somebody else that I'm dating, I'm going to be like, I could have stayed married for the same crap.
Right. And to because you helped me out with that, Roy. Date one people or three is the same. Once you see them having those tendencies, life is about comparison. Everything you do, you compare it to a memory. So yeah,
but that's different. Comparing to a memory is different than comparing to somebody right there.
Right. It's like the same. It's like that same dumb question. Can you love more than one person at a time? People say no. You love all your kids.
Absolutely.
You can do it. Now, if you're not able to multitask, then you can't. But when you have 3 kids, even though we all lie about it, you do have a favorite, but you still love all of them. So you can love more than one person.
You know what? If you love 3 women at one time, then put them all in a room at the same time and tell them you love them.
Okay, I'm not the guy to say it to, because if I love
it would go nowhere. It makes no sense. It is not the way it's supposed to be. It's not the right way.
Where'd you get that from?
It doesn't work.
Where'd you get that from?
What do you mean it's not the right way?
I understand.
Loving 3 women at one time and then
Roy's
saying you
point.
love them all. You don't love them all. You can't. You can't emotionally love 3 women at the same time. It's not even possible.
You can love more than one person.
The
thing is, like, I understand Roy in the sense of, because I'm the type of person that I commit to one person. I'm a one person, I date one person at a time. I can't deal with 2 or 3. Because when I give you me, I'm giving you 100%.
Exactly.
You can't give 100% to 3 people?
Well, no.
So
now, hold
therefore,
on. You can't give 100% to 3 people.
Hold on. Let her finish the point.
When the relationship is over, I have exhausted all of me. I can't give you any more of me, because I've given you all of me while we're dating. So therefore, I can't do the multiple men and 2, 3 different. I mean, and I have girlfriends who tease me about it. They're like, girl, you need, to do this, or you need more than one. I can't do that. Right. For me, I'm a loyal person. I give that person 100%, and I give him a chance to do what he has to do. Once he can't do what he has to do in my eyes, then we're done.
All right, now let me jump in. First, before we go on, we're going to give the phone number out again. It's 678-701-3738. If you want to join in, go ahead and give us a call. Now, G, here's where I'm going to semi-disagree with you. Because I believe that you can have the emotional attachment or feeling of love for more than one person. Because that's another issue. That's just like being attracted to multiple people at one time. But I don't think that you can truly. Can you love more than one person physically? Yes, you can. But you're not going to be able to love all of them the same. And that's why me and Natalie probably feel the same way. I cannot do the way that I am when I say I'm in a committed relationship with somebody. They get everything. I can't spread myself. The stuff I do in a relationship, I can't do for 2 and 3 people at one time. It's just not going to work for me.
Listen, you can break it down 1,000 different ways. I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say you love 2 women at the same time, okay? Mm-hmm. And let's say that, and God forbid, I promise you, just making this up. But let's just say that these 2 women have both entered horrible car accidents at the same time, and they are at 2 different hospitals in the city, and you are informed at the same time that these women are in the hospital. You're gonna have to pick which woman you're gonna go to.
But see, that's my
point. You're gonna make that choice. You're not gonna not make the choice and say I can't go both ways. You're gonna make that choice. You know why? Because one woman you love more than the other.
That's what I said.
And that is what it is.
That's what I
and
said.
that is what it is.
Okay.
No,
it's not, because when your kids are
that is so bogus.
That is not bogus.
Okay, you have to go to one.
That's a Solomon kind of statement of fact. But it is what it is.
I got 2 kids. One playing basketball in Alfredo, one playing basketball in Adamsville. Does my love determine the choice of which game I'm going to? If they both play at 5,
that's a different love. That's a different type of love.
No, but see, it is a different type of love. But love is love. You saying, can I do more than one? So if I can love that way more than once, how come I can't love another way more than one? See, so don't say it's. if I say I can eat a McDonald's hamburger and a Wendy's hamburger, oh, that's a hamburger. Okay, so I can eat Domino's pizza and Pizza Hut pizza.
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
It still means I can multitask.
Today and tomorrow.
So if you're not capable of multitasking, you can't say what somebody can't do. People who are in polygamy relationships, you think they don't love more than one person? See, and the
not
thing
equally.
Is, you don't have to do anything. You don't love your kids equally. Don't let nobody fool you. You love them, but there is a favorite. There is always a favorite. But for whatever reason, whether it's the first or the last, there's there is no. You don't have to have a degree of love.
That's all my point.
Right.
I said there's different levels of it.
Right. So to say that you can't love 2-3 people at the same time, that's bogus, because that means you trying to live through somebody else's life experiences. And it's no different than anything that we come across in life. You have a favorite toy, you have a favorite pet, does not mean you can't have a second one.
That's right, a second one.
Right.
And you know what mentality that is?
A logical mentality.
That's the mentality of a pimp.
No, it's
That's
mentality.
a pimp mentality. I
got
got my B's, but I got my number one B. She my number one B. I got my other ones on the side, but she my number one.
That's a mentality of somebody
that's
who
a
can't
pimp
do one thing at a
mentality, and
time.
by definition, a pimp mentality does not create
what book you
loving
looking at? You see a
relationships.
pimp mentality, and
You
that's the
can read-
definition.
But it
You-
depends on who you are. That doesn't go for everybody.
Right. That's you can't just imagine you walk
Listen,
a mile in his shoes.
If you loving 3, 4, 5 women at one time, and you say you love them all, you're a pimp.
No, see,
You
I
have a
don't
pimp.
agree
You have a
with- I
pimp
don't agree with
mentality.
that. No.
You have a pimp mentality.
Let me tell you.
Now, listen, I'm not even against the pimp mentality,
G,
but
let
we
me
have to
tell you-
understand it.
Let me
for
tell
what
you.
it is.
Let me tell you why I disagree with that.
Tell me.
Because even when I got married, I'm gonna give you an example. Because like I said, we're just gonna use it. Like I said, I have the feeling that there are different types of love, because there are 5 different types of love as they classify them.
I thought it was 7 now, but anyway, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to it. But here's the deal. Even when I get, and even especially now that I've been divorced and I'm gonna get, my goal is to get remarried. There are going to be probably at least 3 women that whoever I marry, they gonna have to know and these will be women that they meet,
Right.
because those are my girls.
Okay.
And I love them, and I will go to bat for them. I will do what I can for them. Now, I'm not gonna do anything at the expense of my relationship or anything that would disrespect, the person I'm with. But I'm always gonna have those feelings for them. I'm always gonna be able to be there for them.
That's a 100% valid point you just made.
So right, and that's my point. So you can love people, like we said. There is always gonna be a different degree of love, though, because you're gonna love. There's some people. I love some people, but I ain't got the kind of love that I'm willing to lay down my life for everybody that I love.
Exactly.
Because like I done told people plenty of times before, I will go to jail for one of my children. I will be Samuel L. Jackson in The Time to Kill. It ain't gonna be no question. If you do something to one of my kids, I'm gonna roll up on you and I'm gonna snap, and I'm not even gonna worry about the consequences. I'm not married again. I may do the same thing for my sisters. Do it for my mom. Now, I may really be into this chick I'm dating, but I had a professor at FAMU named Dr. Ted Hemingway, and I'll never forget it, rest his soul. But Dr. Hemingway used to use an example, because he used to say sometimes women create more issues than we need to have when it comes to relationships. And he would give this example. Say you and your boyfriend are out on a date, and some random guy walks by and smacks you on your butt. Now, you want your man to jump up and fight that man for doing something that ain't gonna bother you past the 2 seconds that it happened or whatever. Do you go to jail, or do you say, or do you be the quote unquote man, and I'm gonna defend this honor and roll up on this dude that you don't know nothing about? Because first off, if he's crazy enough to do something like that, one, he probably ain't alone. I'm from Miami, so he ain't by himself. First off, so it's 6, 7 other ones. Or do you let some things go? Do you as he used to say, do you as the woman be like, baby, let it go. Let's just go on about our business. Let things go. It's not always about that, because you can't put yourself in the same situation for everybody. You can love multiple people, but that's why I said I partially agree with you, because you will not love everybody the same. But to Darren's point, there's always going to be levels to the people that you love. And I can even say it with my kids. Because we use the kids. You talk about using the kids, and they always say that there's a favorite. Now, I'm closest with my middle daughter, because her birthday is close to mine. We're more alike, so we spend more time together. But then I love my son because he's my only boy. My first child is my stepdaughter. I love her, but she chose me to be her dad. She asked me to be her daddy. So I was like, whoa, that's something that, before I had my first kid, I'm like, that's special to me. So there's different levels of loving each of them for whatever
Exactly.
reason. And that's a reality.
And to say that you can only love anything at a time is so narrow-minded. That's like you saying you can only have one friend. You can love if you got a group of friends, you can have 4 or 5 best friends. And they can all be best friends, and they all serve a purpose. So when people say you can only do this, that's just showing, and it may work for you. And it's just like, and it's so easy for me to use Roy because Roy is so different from me. But there's some things we see exactly alike on. We want the same thing. We just not gonna go about it the same way. But we got the same end goal. The same end goal. Roy likes Ferraris.
What's the end goal?
I like Hondas.
What's the end goal?
The end goal is to be with that one woman.
Okay.
Roy wants to try one at a time. To me, that's a waste of time because you knocking off too many prospects. And if you follow any of these dumb books, you wasting 90 days with one woman. Then you got to start from scratch with another woman where you don't let 5 or 6 pass you by. I want all my 5 or 6 at the same time. I can start chopping because once you do, as my sister said, once you do something stupid that one of my exes did, I'm going to chop you off. I ain't got to waste all that time and start from scratch because you're so replaceable in my Jamie Foxx voice. Hey, Roy, do me a favor, give it number one more again.
The phone number
I'm remember it one day.
678-701-3738. That number again is 678-701-3738.
And before I forget, before I get in a whole lot of trouble, I want to give a shout out to my super duper, and this ain't nothing against you, G, my super duper photographer who did my pictures for me. Tim and Charlene, they got married. I don't know how they snuck off and did it. So Tim, I got a little attitude with you, but I ain't gonna say that until I see what my second set of pictures look like. But tell Charlene, she snuck me that one time in the club. She came to the club, right? Nobody know my name, and she walked up to me and said, "Are you so and so?" So I thought she was the Fed, so I took off. I'm like, "Hey, how you know my name? Because I ain't never seen you before." But anyway, congratulations on that.
Congratulations, folks.
And we got a birthday for one of our super listeners because it's Ray's birthday. Okay. I know she listening somewhere. She probably trying to fake like she working, but I know she ain't. Happy birthday, Raylene. So I just want to make sure I get those out. So if y'all got any more birthday shout outs, shoot me a raw message. And
speaking of shout outs, is Latrice listening?
She probably not, cause we got that event.
I don't even want to talk about it.
We got that event.
I need to text
tomorrow.
her. So yeah, she need to get some reprimands going.
But hold on, no. Who's in California that's listening at the hairdresser finna get us in trouble? I may not be in trouble.
I don't know. She might be in California. I know she travels for work. She's in California. That was my girl Sonny. That was the one who made the comment that I said we need to switch back on. That says a man's ability to commit is a direct correlation to his options. And
right, but that's true with anybody.
Yeah.
Your options tell you what you're gonna do. Your job options tell you whether or not you're gonna live in a project or live in a nice house. I mean, that's what life is based on. It's how you choose from those, and there's really not a problem with it. I just don't see it. But the thing is why won't we commit? What reason do I have? Because you think you're a great person, and to me that's the biggest issue going. Because I hear women all the time, "Oh, I'm a great woman." Well, if you got to tell me, I know what that means. Because if you telling me you're a great woman and you're single, guess what I'm thinking already? Somebody lying to you.
Well, here's the little thing. I actually saw this saw it on Facebook. They say if she hot and she's single, she must be crazy.
Yes,
and that's what most dudes think.
Right. So and there are reasons for everything, but quit telling me what you are because I'll know and let me say, yeah, you're a great woman. But if you keep telling me, and all I do is keep giving you that smile.
Got us another caller.
Oh, we got a caller. Oh, maybe not.
No, we do.
Okay, we got a caller. Caller, welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. What's going on in your world?
Hi, this is Alicia. How you guys doing?
Hey, Alicia, one of my favorite IT people. What's the name of that book again? What's the name of that book? And this book right here proves my point. What's the name of the book?
If Your Wife Is So Good, Why Are You in the Bed With Me? The Confessions of a Clean-Up Woman. And,
okay, Alicia, just before we get started, based on your book and some of the things you know, doesn't the fact that we have, and we've been talking about this, we talked about this for, last week and 3 weeks ago, when somebody's in one of these 3 relationships, there can be love for all 3 parties. Can there not be?
Yes, it can.
And it's
you can
real
love
and
people
genuine.
Differently. I mean, you love people differently. And where they meet your needs at. I mean, sometimes you need people to meet just your needs, and you love them for meeting your needs. You may not necessarily be And I really don't like the thing in love with people, because I think if you love, you love. But there's a stronger love, a bond, more of a bonding. So that's the person that you want to marry. That person that bonds with you and makes you want to be a better person.
And
to me, that's my opinion.
Right, and that's the options. What options? Because you got to know. I mean,
if you love a woman who meets your needs only, you have defined a prostitute.
Whoa! Hold up.
I think, G, what you drinking?
If you love a woman because she meets your needs
I didn't say sexual
only.
needs.
Right,
I said
right. And sex and love is two separate things.
To meet your needs. And I said sometimes you love people, and I said I don't mean being in love with the person. I don't mean just because the person meets your needs you love them. That's not what I'm saying. I said there are different levels of being in a relationship, and that's one of them. Like, because I agree with D versus P, because I believe you should have your options open. If I'm dating, I'm dating. Just because I'm dating 5 men at one time does not mean I'm going to be in a relationship with all of them that's going to go be intimate. But I want to get to know them. I have options, but some people like to date one person at a time. And everybody it's no right or wrong in this. You have to choose what's best for you. And I mean, though I know there are books written out there and everything, but in the end, you need to choose what's best for you. How do you cope with things? So I can't force my beliefs on other people. That's why I said that's my opinion. That's for me. And you can take my opinion and do what you want to do. You can pull out what you can use and you throw away what you don't need. And that's just life. That's how people live.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know what that is either.
So, okay, but let me say this, and I'm going to say this because I've made this statement before. And this is a theory that I have, and it's kind of based on what G just said. I definitely gotta come back for something like that. I tell people, I say we go into any kind of relationship, whether they're friendship, business, or whatever, for one of two reasons. And these are the words that I choose to use. You can use needs or whatever, but I say that there are voids in our lives that either we cannot fill for ourselves, number one, or number two, we don't want to feel for ourselves. You are always going to be getting something out of a relationship. And like she said, needs don't necessarily mean sex. I had a friend, like one of the things, and this is real superficial, I cannot stand to eat alone. I don't like going to the movies by myself. I've always been a social person. I've always at least had somebody to go with me. So I had to find me a friend for a while to just go hang with. We didn't have to be anything sexual, whatever. I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. I want to go get something to eat. Okay, cool. Let's go grab something to eat. Want to go to the movies? Cool. I don't like going to the movies by myself. Boom. So that's a need. That friendship filled a particular void in my life. It didn't fill all my needs, but she was still somebody, and she's one of the friends that I got her back for good now, just because of where we were. So, I mean, to say that someone is a prostitute, and I mean, unless you were just talking about physically, because see, she don't become a prostitute until she starts charging you.
But that's sex and not love. They're
Exactly.
two
Those are two
separate.
different
Those are
things.
two separate functions.
And I believe the subject that we're talking about was a married person.
No, because I brought it back.
I think that was a subject understood, and that was the basis upon which
but when we started at the beginning, I said come back and we just gonna use committed relationship. It doesn't have to be marriage.
Yeah, I mean, because ultimately a ring doesn't really make a difference. Because a ring ain't nothing but a commitment is a commitment. If you're committed to be in a monogamous relationship with somebody, putting a ring on ain't gonna make you more committed.
Yep.
It's not really gonna do it. It's a piece of jewelry. So that don't mean nothing. Marriage is a different institution. Marriage is a legal situation. But if you truly are committed to or love someone, you all have already had your discussions to know what each other wants, and you're willing to provide those things for that other person. And so, let me jump in. My girl Sonny, who's listening in, she says she hot and single, and she just don't put up with BS, so she ain't saying she crazy.
Okay, what's her name again?
Sonny.
How hot and single are you
look,
again?
You are. You know what? You got your line to leave her alone now.
Wait,
leave her alone.
Hold on, but
stop.
What? I'm a polygamist.
Natalie, you and Alicia need to come get D.
I'm an internet polygamist. I tried to be shame about it, but what I tell you on the way over here, Roy, messing around with you, I missed the scenic route.
Going straight to hell.
Straight, you know what I'm saying?
Draws on.
Messing around with you. I thought we had another caller.
That was Alicia.
Okay. Okay. So what's Sony at?
Sonny, she's the one that's in the nail shop.
Oh, okay, the one that.
And she can't listen and post it.
I got you. I'm just trying to stay focused here. All right, so, but with that being said, why is it that a woman wants to try to force a man to commit? What is this you think that you're doing that's so great that he's commit to you on demand? I've been married twice. Each time I got married, it was because I was ready to. Okay, before I saw, the other side. But at the time, that was what I wanted to do. And one of the biggest things I explained to both of them was that I went out to do misdeeds before I got married to see what my heart and mind was. When I went out to see if I still had it in my system and I didn't, I knew that I could commit to that person. Because it's easy to say something. But I'm an honest guy. And lots of guys, I know guys who got married and, within 2 or 3 weeks, they was already doing single things again.
2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I know some cats 2 days after the wedding.
Right. So, why get married? So, before I get married, I want to make sure that, hey, this is where my heart is, this is where my mind is, because let me just put myself in harm's way to see how I respond. You don't have to like it, but it's what works for me. My thing is, if I'm an alcoholic, I'm gonna stop drinking alcohol. I'm gonna go sit on the bar every day because I need to make sure I can resist the temptation. To me, to stop going to bars doesn't tell me if I'm beating the temptation. It just means I've removed myself from it. But once I see it again, I haven't improved my strength any by removing myself. So I'm going to where the temptation is to make sure I'm strong enough to withstand it. So the loving, dating more than one person at a time, I don't even see a problem with it. Honesty is the key. Everybody got a choice. And the thing is now, women are so free to say, oh, I know you're dating a bunch of women. Okay, to me, that's a crazy phrase too. If you make that statement to me and you keep talking to me, then you just told me you signing up. Don't say that to a guy. It's crazy. The other crazy statement is about that damn cow. Oh, I can't take that. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk? That is the dumbest. The dumbest. If a guy tells you that, I'm telling you now, commit an act of violence and slap the taste out of his mouth and leave. Because that's dumb. Who says that? What does it mean?
It's an old wife. That's what older women used to say back in the day, because that's what my mom used to tell me all the time. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? And it just means, why would you marry a woman that you can screw when you want to without a commitment? But
that was been happening. We talked about that. That's been happening since the beginning of the Bible. It won't stop a real man from doing what a real man wants to do. And if I want to marry you, no matter how much you doing me, marrying you is what I'm gonna do.
Right.
If I don't want to marry you, no matter how much you are, it's plenty of girls who ain't never gave it up and never got married. So what's their excuse? I like looking at the cow, but I ain't giving it. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I agree with you on that, because that's, when I made that statement.
Hey man, how we gonna make this guy talk? You know what I'm saying? He won't bring me no peanuts. I think we should just put him like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He won't say nothing.
We got the peanut man in the building.
Won't bring me no peanuts. I ain't trying to put him on the spot, but since he's there, I might as well, because I'm hungry.
Picture, please.
Anyway,
but
sorry.
Here the thing is, especially at this point where we are in our lives now, that statement doesn't make sense, because. And Sonny even came in with another thing. She said she wants a man who will commit automatically. And I don't necessarily think, and she can let me know if this is right, I don't think she means automatically, but of his own free will. You should, if women, I'm gonna tell you two things. Actually, I meant to make this point earlier. First one, on something D said, if you gotta have other people check and see if your man on the down low because of stuff he dealing with, you might just want to leave him alone anyway. All right? Because if he got them metrosexual tendencies and you ain't too sure.
Those aren't metro.
Right. You might just not want to. You may want to step off and do that anyway. But otherwise, though, when it comes to a man committing, you should not have to convince. Again, men are hunters. Now, again, that doesn't mean we don't like being pursued at some point. We don't like interest being showed, or it won't intrigue us. But if you have to do things to manipulate, try to get him to talk about, when a man is serious about you, he will talk to you about marriage. If he hadn't brought up, now this is my philosophy, if y'all been dating for 2 years and he ain't never brought up the marriage talk, guess what? He waiting for somebody different or waiting for what he's looking for better. Because a man is going to bring up the marriage conversation when he ready to do it.
And I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something totally different. If you've been dating 2 years,
Is somebody's phone? Let me see who all we still got on the line because it sounds like that's coming from one of the phones. Natalie, I'm gonna hang Natalie up because I think it might be hers.
yeah, she probably on the border.
So let's see. We'll see how this works here in a second.
Um,
So, nope.
yeah. But my thing is, if you've been dating this guy for 6-7 months, and y'all are serious, especially if y'all have used the committed word or the monogamy word, if you can't call his mother or best friend, it's really not that serious.
Yeah.
It's really not. It is not that serious. If you don't know who to contact if something happens.
That's right.
See, I mean, and I'm going to drift off. This weekend, there was a guy who had a heart attack. His name just happened to be D. Bell. We happened to work together. My friends, my truest of friends, called my mother first because they wonder why she didn't call them because she knows how to get in touch with them. My exes knew who to call. If something happens to me, these are the people that you should call. These are the people that you can let come to me. These are the people that if they show up at the door, you can let them in the house no matter what. Because we were there. If you're in a relationship and you don't know who those people are, you're not in a real relationship. I don't care what was said.
You're not in your real relationship, but you ain't the serious one.
Right, you ain't that one. It ain't a serious relationship. It's not. Those are little clues.
Layaway.
Right. You know, and that's a whole nother show because I keep getting that one. So when you saying you want these things, ladies, you're not even looking at the clues that the man is giving you whether or not you have that potential. You trying to make yourself into that potential person, even though none of the clues are there. And Alicia, you still here?
I'm still here.
Okay, I wasn't sure who's that. G, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, okay. Well, now might be a good time to actually tell somebody from a detective point of view. What are the clues that will let you know that the man is really committed?
Well, and it's not a detective thing. It's just a real world thing. If a man is committed, we talked about this on the other shows. You got a man who, ladies, if your man is taking you on trips all the time, cruises and whatever, you like that. That's a great deal. But let's just say you're in Atlanta. If your man won't take you to Cumberland Mall, which is where his zone is, you aren't real. He's keeping you away from people who may see you with him. He's taking you out of his comfort zone so that there's nobody y'all can bump into. It's a trap. Okay? If you're not going to the picnic, to the park, to the to the Falcon game or whatever, if you're not doing anything local with him, it's a trap. Understand this. If you don't know, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. The craziest. I used to be a sheriff. I worked in domestic violence. Lady comes to the office to take out a restraining order on, and I'll just use Roy because he's in, he's easygoing. And Roy Evans, and I was like, well, what's his birthday? I don't know. But these is kids. How you having kids somebody you don't know his birthday? You don't know, you know his mama address, but you don't know his address. How old is he one more time? I mean, if he's 20, I get it. If he in and out of prison, I get it. But ladies are falling for this trick, and you trying to make guys commit who you know from jump aren't committable in a relationship way. They're committable in an institutional way, but not in a relationship way. These are simple clues that y'all fail to realize.
Well, and I'm gonna jump in right there because I don't think it's that they fail to realize, and to me, it goes back to Sawny's point about people and their options, and that's the problem. And you know, I've said this. This is another one of the things that I've said to y'all. Don't nobody want to listen to me. But these women who always have these problems, y'all are dating the same 5 dudes. Well, 3 to 5 dudes. The dog, the pimp, the mama's boy. You know, you're dating all these guys who are not, as Alicia would say, who are actually not emotionally available for a relationship, which is why they cannot commit, because they are not available from in their own minds mentally. And we had a comment. Hold on, Yolanda made a comment, and she said that if
my fiance,
yeah, she said, if a woman says to you, "I know you're dating a bunch of women," it's because she is too. She's just not being honest.
Yolanda.
Guess she's trying to tell you something.
Yolanda, I'm having a problem with you texting the man every time I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know, Yolanda, I'm really feeling some kind of way about this whole you texting raw all the time.
We rattlers,
why
baby. We
why
rattlers,
we got a
baby.
mediator?
Can I jump in right quick and say something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I'm a
Lisa.
female and I'm actually, and what you guys are saying is so profound because so many women, we settle. I'm writing a book now called Really Things Women Know But Refuse to Face. It's not that we don't know it as women. Some women just don't want to face it because they're so desperate for a man. Just to be able to say they have a man. Just to have that comfort and security of and I'm not going to say man because a man, a male, to have a male next to them. To be able to have that security of a male or to feel important because they have a male next to them. So a lot of these women, they understand that these men are not committed to them emotionally, and they try to force it. And that's where the women come from with doing any and everything in the bed to try to manipulate the man or in his circle or around his friends. But the things you guys said is so true. If I don't know his basic information, if I have never met his mother, I've never gone to his family's house for any kind of dinner or anything, if I don't know his basic information, that means we're not in a committed relationship. We shouldn't even be like you said, we should not even have children if I don't know anything about you. The first thing I do when I meet a man, let me see a driver's license because I want to know what your name. Because I used to live in Decatur, and not all men in Decatur, but some men in Decatur love to lie about their name. And I used to, let me see your driver's license so I can see if the name you told me is the name that's on you, that's your legal name.
What if he got 2 or 3 licenses?
Us as women to be due diligent about having this information and knowing what's correct. We can't blame the men anymore because if you choose to accept that lie when you know it's the truth, when you know it's a lie, then that's on you. You can't get mad at the man. The man is not a dog because of that. That's your fault.
But that's the thing. Is okay, there was one point I was dating, and I was clear up front. Right now, I'm unavailable for anything other than sex. Know this when you get with me. I don't trust women. I'm scorned. I'm not battered and bruised. I just know who I am. So if you looking for something committable, just pass me by. Let's not waste each other's time. And I still had women who wanted to date me. And if I'm already giving you this speech and you say you want to date me, that means you down for having sex. Because this is all I can offer you right now. I know where I was at that point. When I was first getting out of when I was first getting over my divorce, I didn't want nothing because I knew, hey, this ain't going to be good for nobody. Because I'm telling you, I have a distrust of women. All women. I trusted 4 women, my mother and my daughters. That was it, period. And, I was suspicious about my daughters because I didn't know whose side they was on. I knew whose side my mother was on. And you still got women who want to, and they like, they want to date 3-4 months later, like, where are we? Well, I told you it was from the beginning. I ain't wishy-washy. I'm not going to change my mind in 3 weeks. So, yeah. But they sitting there thinking that you can sex me into changing my mind. Okay, just because I don't trust don't mean we can't have great sex. My boundaries are what my boundaries are. So, they're saying, well, you missed out on a great woman. Okay, well, fine. But I've missed out on them before. And great women missed out on great men. Anything that's meant to be will be is my thought process. But women will they'll try so hard to change you. Oh, I see this in you. And that's fine that you see it, even though it's really, really bogus because you're transposing. Because I'm not what you think I am. I am what I told you I was. Tommy was so eloquent when he said, what did he say? He said, I'm a poet, I'm broke, and I'm an alcoholic.
I'm a vagabond, alcoholic, poet.
And, she was like, you shouldn't say that. And he's like, I'm honest.
Well, no, because hold on, let's preface. For those that don't know, Tommy Bottoms is a friend of mine, and we did. This is actually up on the website. We'll put the links out if you want to go back and look at the relationship show. And they were asking that this is the show that Darren was talking about earlier, and the question was asked to the men on the panel, why are you single? And Tommy just came out and said, because I'm a vagabond drunk. No, I'm an asshole vagabond drunk. And the girl was like, well, why you say something? Why would you say that? And she said, because you asked me the question. You hear a lot of times women will hear the truth and don't want to. And Alicia, I guess this goes to your point. They don't want to either accept the truth or they believe because the package is what they want that they can change that man to what they want. Although, as we always say, again, if you spend any reasonable amount of time talking to, being with the man over 30 days, you will really find out who dude is. Unless he is honed in on you as a predator and he running game, trust me, he gonna slip up, he gonna say something, and a lot of times he ain't slipping up. He just want to see where your head at. And so,
why you have to bring predators in this?
hey, we like we say, we done all been there too. But Alicia got a comment. Yolanda say she said Alicia is so right. And Sonny made another comment. Sonny said that which we've heard, which I'm still having a hard time with this, and I guess I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna leave this alone because I'm the nice guy in the group. It say they get blinded by the D.
Oh,
penis
bamboozled. I think that's a phrase. That's our radio phrase.
Yeah, that's our core one. They've been penis bamboozled.
and if that's what it is what it is. Just accept that.
Right. And don't try to make. And see, I think what they have to stop doing when that happens, women have to learn to stop tying those emotions to what they consider great sex. Because as we've talked about before, any predatory man knows how to do things to you because he's paid attention to you. He knows the things that you like. He knows how to set a mood and you won't even notice what's going on. Y'all could have been. See, he may have walked by one time and noticed that you had on some vanilla body spray. So when you come to his house, you don't know why you all of a sudden are in this real comfortable setting and he done got vanilla candles all over the house. But I'm going to stop because that's giving out too much information. I don't want nobody mad at me.
And that's what we do. I mean, I was there. I have no shame about it. I was there.
I don't use my Jedi powers for evil.
You're right. Thank you for laughing at that.
I don't.
Thank you for laughing because that was
I'm not
hilarious.
laughing at him, but I'm saying I'm glad you don't. I thought the same thing. I stopped using mine.
That's
but
right.
What you're saying is true. And I have to check myself sometimes because I got caught up with the one guy I fell in love with. I got caught up because he did all those things, and I couldn't. It was like a blurred line for me at that point because I keep things separate. But the sex was good. And I fell in love, and I was wondering if the sex was bad, would I have fallen in love? All the things he did, but he told me before our relationship was over, I would never want anything less. So, I mean, that was a good thing. I mean, because now I'm very choosy in who I'll deal with.
But you needed that experience to make it. And truth be told, I think more women put on a captain save a whole cape than men do, because.
Yes.
Women want to save that guy. If you think I'm doing all this, why do you feel the need to try to, and it's funny because people, and I got married friends. I got friends who looking for something. It's like, man, I wish I had your life. And I'm saying the same thing. I wish I had your life. I would love to have just one woman. But I know that I understand I'm not that easy to please. I even know I'm not that easy to get along with. And anybody who knows me knows I make the same phrase over and over again. Nobody will ever tell you that I'm a nice guy. I've never said that. I'm honest. I'm a grown man. You good. But the nice guy theory? Yeah,
I'm the nice guy.
Yeah, Roy is a nice guy. But Roy's probably more politically correct in certain situations. Well, I'm just come out and say what it is so we can get to it and move on. Roy's gonna help you out. Sound like a caller there. Yep. Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. Caller, what's going on in your world today?
Hi, y'all. This is Sayeri. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, Sayeri? This is the one that you wanted to actually call in because you wanted the tips. This is the one that does the single girls.
Strip club.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's
this? Well, let me tell you. This is Sayeri, one of the co-hosts of A Queen's Eye View.
Yeah, so, the one, the cute who skipped out on the hug one time.
Oh.
What?
You skipped out on hugging me one time. I don't think I forgot. I mean,
well, I probably didn't because I charged, so we probably haven't discussed the arrangement. I didn't skip out. We just need to make an arrangement.
Kidnapped, so you can charge all you want to. I'll give you some beans while, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, what's your question? I ain't even finna play with you.
Well, I was calling because the lady before she called and she was saying that she fell in love.
She got penis bamboozled.
Sex? Is that she said? Did I hear that right? Or she said she was having like good sex, so they kind of made her fall in love.
Well, Alicia's still on the line. Alicia, go ahead.
Okay.
No, I was saying I was confused. I didn't know if I fell in love because the sex was good or if it was because of the way he was treating me. and for the first time in my life, I had those blurred lines, so I can understand why women feel that way. But it was more than the sex, because we stopped having sex, and I still had the feelings. And I should have went on and said that, but I was just answering. I was just giving a demonstration on what they were saying about a lot of times women fall for the good sex and think they're in love, and that's not true.
Let me just say this to help you out as a former predator, Alicia. Once he does it and it stops, it still is the same thing because it's there mentally. Once something is in your mind, it's hard to remove it. Unless he does something to make you hate him, that mental picture will always loom. And that's why I can, I could still get spaghetti from.
I'm the one cut off the sex.
But I'm just saying, because it's been there, even if you cut it off, to see if the sex was the prime motivator, that those pheromones and endorphins that were released, they still there. They still give you a high.
Oh, yeah, that's true. 2 years later, I'm still getting a high.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I played that role once a long time ago before y'all start sending me stuff a long time ago. I'm a different guy now. But, yeah. So, I mean, that's what, since I got two ladies on the phone, I just want to know what your point is. Ladies, it's still two of y'all, right? Alicia and Sairi. Have you ever been in love with two men at the same time? Either one of y'all? Don't all speak at once.
I've only been in love once, so I can't say that.
Okay. Sahiri?
Did she hang up?
Did she try to leave on the sleep?
Oh, she did. Sahiri hung up. Okay.
Oh, that's all right. I know your number. I'm going to call you back. I need, hold on. What's my fiance's name in Florida?
Wow, see that? Look at you. You wrong.
You know I'm old and see now.
Yolanda.
You ever been in love with two guys and this is a trick question, so your answer needs to be no. I'm asking anyway. You ever been in love with two guys at once?
You wrong for that.
But hey, I got a question from the page right quick.
Okay.
While that question is being posed, please ask what kind of woman it takes for them to want to be in a committed relationship. Do they even know? And while they are running down their list of qualities they want in a woman, what qualities are they bringing into the relationship?
Is this a female that asked that question?
Yeah. This is one of my buddies.
You know it's a female that asked that question because it's crazy. But go on.
Wow.
But the thing is and you know what, I'm gonna tell this in truth. We have and Roy said this, so we have a core things that we want, but there's some things we never know about until we're introduced to them. And that's why I want to get people to stop thinking about you have a list, because you don't know sometimes. There are things that people can do that if it's ever been done, when it's done, you're like, oh, that is the shit.
Right.
But it was never on your list because you never even thought about that before. So
like I'm gonna throw out my mental, one of the things that I do, and I can honestly say I haven't done it to too many people because there haven't been that many people who intrigued me enough to want to do it. But one of the things that I do is I like to take mental pictures of the persons that I'm involved with body. So people are like, what the hell does that mean?
is that you?
Let's elaborate. Yeah, that's me over here. And to answer your question, Yolanda said no.
No to what? That she's never been in love with two people
In
at the same time?
love, no, not with two people at once.
Especially right now. Okay.
I guess you heard that, Yolanda. But okay, so what I do with the mental picture is it's almost the premise of a blind person. I lay the person down and I rub my hands from their head to their toe, front and back, with my eyes closed. Because I want to feel
Ray Charles thing.
I want to feel and remember every part of their body. And the key is, again, we go back to something. I'm going to stop using the word predator. I'm just going to use Jedi.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
One of our Jedi things that I'm doing during that. One of the Jedi things that I'm doing during that, because what we know is a reality, is that when you cut off any particular sense, your other senses become heightened. So now what's happened? I am noticing every way your body moves when I touch a certain part of your body. So now you could be sitting on the couch and I can walk up to you and touch that spot and you be like, oh my God, how did he know to touch me there? Well, I'm paying attention. So okay, I think this may be Sayuri calling.
Oh, we got a phone call.
I think it's Sayuri calling back.
Hey, welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. Caller, what's on your mind?
Oh no.
Hey, this is me. I was having some technical difficulties.
Okay.
Oh, Alicia?
Sayuri. No, Sayuri.
Oh, Sayuri.
Yes, it's me.
Oh yeah. Sometimes we don't do so good with Metro calls.
Look at you.
I just had to throw that in there. Okay. So have you ever been in love with two guys at once?
No, I haven't been in love with two guys at one time. You can't do that.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it can't be real. You can be in lust with somebody.
Somebody finally supports
you can be in
my
lust
point of
with two
view.
people
Thank
at
you.
the same time.
Okay, and neither one of y'all made 100 on all y'all tests, so it just means both of y'all still wrong. Because I still can't. You can't say what other people
We
can
had
do.
that. Yeah, we had that debate a little while ago, Sire.
Yeah.
So, but you.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let me just speak for me then.
Exactly, and that's all
for
I'm
me.
saying. Sahiri, if you can't do it, like Roy said, he can't do it.
No, I didn't say I couldn't do it. I said it's not healthy, and I said you shouldn't do it.
And to me, it's just the opposite because you should. If you only got one something that you like, your view will always be distorted. It will always be distorted. When you go to Six Flags, you ride more than one ride. If you just ride one ride, you know what's going to happen? That ride won't even hold the same effect anymore. Because you'll get.
And I look at it just the opposite that you. I think if you're looking at 3 and 4 things at one time, you can't really see all that you need to see in the one thing.
And the 3 or 4 things actually devalue
They
each
don't.
other.
It
They
depends
devalue.
on,
That's the part I disagree with you.
They
on.
devalue each
but
other.
that
And if
depends
you're talking about relationships, they devalue each other.
But you can only speak for what you know, your lifestyle and your experiences. One of the greatest
That's
things
true.
I heard when I was a little boy, a man said, never judge somebody till you walk them out in their shoes because your experiences don't relate to theirs.
Right.
It's like I was in the military. It grates me to hear people talk about sports, so I was in a war. Dude, you weren't in a war. The worst thing you could do was lose a stupid game. A real war is so different. We look at things, but sports love they love to use those analogies. You don't hear people at war say, "Yeah, the fight was like Super Bowl 21." It's not. So people who experience different things have a different value system. You've been a cop. You know what you do as a cop? You multitask. We do everything we tell you not to do. We work on the computer, we talk on the radio, and we
And
drive
driving
with
at the
one
same
hand.
time.
And we are the best at it. And we tell our people, don't do this. But watch us in a chase. I've chased people on my laptop, looking at my little GPS, telling people on the radio what I'm doing, all at the same time doing 98 miles an hour. Is that healthy? No. But we're trying to do it. You get used to it. People in the military do the same thing. So when people say you can't do this, you can only say what you can do. I don't tell everybody to do. I would never tell Roy used to date 5 women at once. Then he'll be bald like me. Probably crazy. Like me. But I do crazy well. So I'm cool with it now. I mean, it's too late for me to try to undo my craziness. But for the people that can do it, do it. The people that can't. And everybody's different because we were all the same. What fun would this world be? That's why some people are left-handed, some people are right-handed. We different.
That's a
Can I
nothing
say
matters
something right quick?
excuse. It doesn't make sense.
What'd you say?
That's like a nothing.
I wasn't talking. I ain't
That's
paying you no
nothing
attention.
matter.
I think G been smoking.
You shouldn't be at this point because
You've been smoking.
I guess we are in total disagreement.
Hold on. Let me. Sairi was about to say something. Go ahead, Sairi.
That was Alicia.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
Alicia?
everybody's not the same. But if you're doing anything right, there's a right way to do love. And when you're doing love the right way, it's only for one person at a time. Now, if you are caught up based on what somebody can give you, damn.
That's different.
It's not love though. So you can say you caught up by circumstance. You caught up because.
But but I'm saying you put an but what if it's not? What if I'm just openly dating, keep my options open, no different than if I'm shopping. I'm shopping, I'm looking for what fits me best. And that's you can say it ain't the same, but it's exactly the same. One girl, she may be a good kisser. One girl may be a good hugger. But I'm looking for what fits me the best. Because I may have my list of, what's the 2 things you said that we always talked about?
Preferences and priorities.
Preference priorities.
Yeah.
And I know how they are, but that doesn't mean that they're in a numerical value. If you got more of preferences and fewer priorities, you might have one of my priorities and 12 of my preferences. Will that put you ahead of the girl who has 3 of my priorities and none of my preferences? And it's a whole weighted system. So, and that's why we look at all the failed relationships because they go in with that mentality, and I'm going to stick with it because they go in that mentality of one at a time and they miss out on something. Love is the craziest thing going. Love will make you overlook things because all bad relationships had signals. When you fall in love, you start overlooking signals. Oh, I can live with that. That ain't that bad. That ain't that bad. When guys in relationships, one of the cutest things that we think is cute. We do. We won't ever tell you.
Hold on, let me hear this.
It's cute the first time you pass gas. It really is, because we know you're comfortable with us. But when it stink, oh my God, it's a whole different kind of cute. Then we don't want to play with you no more. Your gas shouldn't stink more than mine.
See, I don't know. I ain't gonna go ahead and get into that. I mean, I'm good. I'm cool with the releasing of the air, because like you said, that gives us a level of comfort.
Right. Well, you know, we're comfortable with
I
us.
want you to be able to fart around me. That's all good.
I just don't want yours to stink more than mine. You know, it's a man thing. Your belt shouldn't be deeper than my belt. You know what I'm saying? It's a competitive thing. Me and belt. I'm saying, and it's but those are the little things that we don't categorize, that most of us don't realize it actually does mean something. When you break wind that first time, I know you're comfortable with me, because you know y'all let that vein pop out of y'all head trying to hold that gas in, and we think it's funny. But when you get to the point where you can do it with us, you know what? You get a little cool point, because now we know you're comfortable. We know this. I still don't see the Aunt Jemima rag, but we know that's a sense of comfort. And these are the things you have to look at in totality.
And these definitely are on the preference list that Darren's talking about right now.
I just want to say two things, because it's something that, you know, y'all were talking about the list when I said it's crazy. And it was because I came to one of the shows about relationships, and it was about he said, she said. Right. I believe I'm saying it right. And you asked the men their preferences and the women, and the women had these lists. The women's lists are always long, and they try to stick by their list. Men are more forgiving. There are some men who are not, but the lists aren't so rigid.
They're men are more
women,
flexible.
we want this specifically. Roy, you had a show. It was your show that I was invited
Right. He said,
to.
the third part of the relationship series.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to find it out. And that's why when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's crazy, because and it has to be a woman asking that, because women have these lists that they want to stick to, and then wonder why they don't have a husband. And the other thing is like when we say love right, you know, I understand, you know, everybody has their opinion or idea of what's right and what's wrong and what's normal and what's abnormal. And it's just like DVP said, it depends on your situation and the things you've been exposed to. So everybody's right and wrong is relative to what they believe and how they believe and how they see things. So it's up to the person. So when you meet someone, you have to make sure you're both on the same playing field, and what you see is what they see. So there's no confusion in the relationship, and that's why communication is so important. But it's each person's idea of what's right, what's wrong, what's normal, what's abnormal for them and their situation, and see if you can merge those two things together.
Actually, I think this is Sayuri again. Like we lost her. She must have. Sayuri, you having some difficulties over there, aren't you?
I'm riding through the country, y'all.
Okay. Blame it on the country ride. It's that flip phone Metro you got, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it.
I'm on a Metro phone, and my phone hasn't cut off.
It ain't a flip phone though, is it? Exactly. No, that's all I'm saying.
Mine not a flip. I don't have a clamshell, so I don't have that no more. I got rid of mine.
Okay,
but
sure you did.
I was trying to make a point about the concept of falling in love. When you fall, anytime you fall, you have to get back up. And a lot of people feel like they like to fall in love because it's also feeling, because you're kind of immersed in that person, and it's really based on lust. Because when she connected sex with falling in love, that's all it is. That's all that was. Because when you're in love, you just are in love. You don't fall.
Yeah, you do. That's why I hurt.
See, no, because you know me. That's the next part of it. I think love is a choice. We choose to be in love with someone, but
right.
we can't choose who we're attracted to. I'm one of those people. I use the different. I separate those two terms, because there's been some people that I couldn't stand, but we were really attracted to each other, but we couldn't. Mm-hmm. We just didn't like each other. You know, and that's the thing. So but that's just me. That's my opinion. Again, it's on a whole different situation.
Right, I can feel what you're saying on that, because you can't, because it's an attraction, it's physical. But like you said, when you can choose to be in love, and it's like I just don't like the idea of not being in control of who I'm loving. And then when you figure out that it's not the right person, that's what I'm saying. You have to get up, because it's like if you fall for it, I mean that's something that you were overlooking something.
Yep, I ain't falling in love with nobody.
Prevented you from fully being there and being in a real relationship.
Yeah, I ain't fall in love with nobody. I walked all the way into it, eyes wide open.
Right. Well, I must admit I failed because I had to get back up, and she's right because it wasn't a pleasant feeling, and it was because we were friends at first, and then for some reason I was attracted to him, and after the sex, you're right, I failed. It was a fall, and I had to get back up and dust myself off, and I had to walk away from it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the hard part too. A lot of people they don't know when to admit that they need to walk away. They kind of just keep headbutting it,
But
and it's sad.
It's the lies that
That's
kept them
right.
there. When you start falling in love, you start overlooking obvious clues. That's why it's so hard to walk away. Especially, and this is one of the things I've learned about human nature. When you're a strong-willed individual, you don't want to admit that you are wrong, and you stay in a relationship longer trying to correct issues that aren't correctable. And it's because we saw the clue in the beginning, and was like, well, it's not that bad a habit. And this is my favorite thing, and I tell people, if we're dating, the first time I do something wrong, you should bring it to my attention. Don't think it's a one-time thing, because once you let me do it 5 or 6 times and then it upsets you and you tell me, see, by that time, it's established in my brain that it's okay.
It's okay to be done.
Tell me the first time in a nice way, then the second time I should know better. I mean, give me one more time because I'm learning now, so I may make one mistake. But if you let me do it 5 or 6 times before you ever correct me, because now you got an attitude, now we hostile for no reason. But it's your fault for, because, when you do it wrong the first time, like, hey, babe, listen, I don't like this. So you will know, because you'll know then. But women are notorious for letting it go on till it gets to a boiling point. And what happens is the cycle of relationships. At that point, you know what you do? We kiss, we make up, buy you flowers, buy you dinner, but we're going to start out. Because still, you let me do it too long, I'm still thinking that you like it because you never said anything. And the one time you get ready to break up, I'm like, we've been through this 4 or 5 times, so she ain't going nowhere. And that's how the whole issue of bad relationships happens, because we don't correct issues when we first do them. One of the things I've learned now about dating.
I can't even let you finish. I can't let you say nothing else. Let me tell you, I told him something in the beginning, and it was the same reason that we broke up 7 years later. It's like, sir, do you understand that that's what I don't like that? And if you respect me enough to, when you leave the house, and you leave at 8 o'clock at night, can you at least call me before 8 o'clock in the morning when you come back? Is that too much to ask you? I'm telling you that I feel disrespected. I'm telling you, I'm laying it all out. I'm going way into detail about how I feel, how would you feel if I did it, and all of that. And you still end up doing it. And that was literally the thing that I left about. But that's the thing that I was driving home. It's like just a level of respect. Some people just don't have a level of respect enough to mature and be the person that they're supposed to be.
But
because it's like,
go ahead.
If you saying that you're working on something and you're not, that to me, like you just described, like, okay, we gonna just kiss and make up and buy you flowers. It's like, that's immature to me. Because you feel like you can just keep doing it just because she let you do it before. She telling you now, that's a problem. It's a problem. Maybe it wasn't getting on her nerves at the beginning. Maybe it started to get on her nerves after the 5th time, and she's like, you know what, sir, stop.
But that's what I'm saying. It can't be a problem in year 1, and you saying that year 7 you left him, because what Roy said, you trained him that it actually was okay. You complain about it, but you ain't doing nothing about it. There's no way you can tell me you don't like something, and everything goes on according like everything was good. When there's a problem,
somebody had said, if he had told me this is what I do, I'm not gonna stop doing it. You can make a decision now if you want to keep going with it. Then that's fine. But it's like, okay, you're saying, okay, I'm working on it, I'm changing it, because you just said also, tell me a few more times because I'm working on it. Now, if I'm dealing with a older person, that's going to take them longer to understand and get it and break a habit that they say they're trying to break. Now, if you say you're working on something, how can I stop before we get to where we're trying to go? That was my conundrum. Okay, look, if I break up with you right now, before we get to where we're going, well, we never going to make it. And I'm never going to make it with anybody because I'm just cutting everything short. Every time I do something, I'm cutting it short.
But if he calls that much of a thing of disrespect, why did it take 7 years? That's
right. Because
I'm gonna say this. I was groomed. I was 20 years old. I was in my 20s, and he was in his 50s. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay. I think that, when you are young and you're trying to learn how to be in a relationship, stuff like that happens. And I think that's what I took from it. I know not to deal with that type of stuff anymore. But that's what I learned.
And that's the thing. Sometimes we too forgiving for the wrongest of reasons, and that's it is one of those things you learned earlier. Because some things we just dismiss when people say them, and to me that's a flag now.
Yeah. But then too, you wanna as a young woman who's dating an older man, you wanna, you don't want to be immature and just give up, too. Because I mean that's how, in my mind anyway, that's how that works. It's just like, you don't want to be immature and impatient, and you just want everything the way you want it. You're not realistic about people working on themselves. That was my thought process about it. But then when I finally left, I just stopped caring. Like, you can drop dead now, I don't care. I really don't. Like, that's how I feel about it now.
Okay, well, let me ask you a trick question. Did you stop caring after you left, or did you leave because you stopped caring? And this
I stopped caring way before I left.
Right, and this is one thing. And I tell people, breaking up is really not that hard to do. The hardest thing about relationships is knowing when you gotta let it go. That's the toughest thing. When you know you gotta let it go, that 3 to 7 day period when you come to that realization, one of y'all making an obscene phone call. That 3 to 7 day when you know that you gotta let the relationship go, that's the worst time for anybody, because that's when the real heartache occurs. When you have to have that heart-to-heart talk with yourself. Saying bye to somebody is easy after that, because you've already emotionally detached yourself. You just hanging around waiting for the right time or whatever it is you're waiting on. But when the decision is made, very rarely do you do it that same day. But and that's the reality. And I made
the decision the next day.
But all of these little things is why, going back to the original subject, why it's so hard for us to commit. It's not fear of it's not fear of a woman or fear of it's fear of what's gonna happen, because we've seen it time and time again. The fact that you may change, the fact that you aren't who you telling me you are, because you telling me all these great things. Oh, I'm a wonderful woman, I'm this. And my question is always the same. Why are you single again if you're so great? And if you don't know what I like, what my preferences and what's the word again, Roy?
Priorities.
If you don't know what my preferences and priorities are, how do you know that you're a great woman for me? I mean, the fact that you cook, for Roy, that's probably a great thing, but Roy cooks. So, yeah, DVP is not a big eater, so you being a great cook really doesn't mean a lot to me. And at this stage of the game, I don't want kids. Now, when I wanted kids, well, I never wanted kids. But anyway, when I liked women who had kids, yeah, cooking was a big deal because they got to eat. Because all daddy can do is call, we can go to Subway, we can go wherever. And when I'm hearing women say they this, sometimes you playing yourself out because you telling me the list of qualities that you looking for in a girl. And I'm thinking maybe you should date a girl. If that's what you think. All men like this, there's nothing that all men like. There's nothing. And that's another dumbass statement. All men don't like sex. All men don't like it.
Yeah, he's right. There's some crazy jokers out there.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that's 100%, and women try to stick to these ideas. Oh, a real man would do this. Well, there's some real men who don't know how to use tools. They don't. Yep. Just because you can't use doesn't make you. You don't know how to change the tire. That doesn't make you. Change the tire doesn't make you a real man. The fact that I can fight like a champ does not make me a real man. So everybody has their own definitions, and women generically try to do a one size fits all. A real man would do this. A real man would wear a suit. That's not true. A real man would do this.
But those are the same women that are manless, so they really don't know. So it really don't nobody listen to them anyway.
No,
they can holler that all day long, ain't nobody listen.
But a lot of these women got men, but they leave them because they're not. Because if you, once again, Ross said, if you tell them what you want them to be, see, a man can go out and buy a suit. If that means he's gonna get the cookies, he gonna go to the thrift store and pay $27 and get a used suit and say, hey, baby, I got a suit. I'm a real man now. He said, oh, he's trying. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get some.
He's trying to get sex, yeah.
He's trying to get some. And you're not recognizing that because you got on your Captain Save-A-Hole outfit. And yeah. So why would we be so willing to commit when we know who we want is trying to change who we are? This is who I am. This is who I am. Well, you shouldn't be this way. Well, you know what? You got a choice. Walk away. I'm who I am. Roy's who he is. We have some similarities, but we are really different. you know, if you want this, well, I don't think you should talk like that. Well, you should look at Roy. Roy is a hella nice guy. If I had a sister, I would let Roy meet my sister because I know he know I got guns. Roy probably wouldn't let me meet his sister, and I respect that.
Well,
so
What you gonna do?
Well, who gonna do?
Why
Hold
wouldn't
on,
you- why-
hold
why-
on, Tim.
why
Who
wouldn't-
stopped?
why
Who
wouldn't
stopped
you be
caring,
allowed?
Tim? I'm just what is going on? Who stopped caring? I'm getting so many messages now. You know what? Hey, this has been fun. It's 6:58. I ain't had my union breaks or nothing. I appreciate y'all calling in. Raylene, I told you happy birthday. You know, I hope you do something big. If you do something that involves nudity, by all means, send me video or pictures.
wow.
Well, you know, I'm into gratuitous nudity. Roy's into food. So if y'all want to come by the shop, Roy likes food. I like nudity. Now, just putting it out there. Tim, congratulations. Charlene, congratulations. I ain't gonna forget your wife's name because she gonna make you a happy woman. Tell her if she don't, your best friend got big guns. Raylene, happy birthday. Anybody birthday that we missed? I think all the graduations are pretty much done.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? My little sister's birthday is tomorrow. She's not listening, but I'm gonna do a shout out for her. But Jasmine's birthday is actually tomorrow. She'll be 27.
Hold on, she old enough to listen and she ain't listening?
Yeah, she's at work right now. So
But that means she got some earphones?
But you know what? That's my sister, so that's probably one of the reasons I said it took. She's like my daughter. You know, she's a year younger. She's a year older than my stepdaughter. So it's like I raised her. You know, I was pretty much.
But
grown,
you don't say much. I'm the one who does all the corrupting. You corrupt me. You corrupt me through your little sign language, and I corrupt, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the people. Hey, but I just want to say.
Well, before you do that, let me get this one last point that Sonny made. That she actually said that, you know, she's got to start meeting guys that she's or that she's so incompatible with. She said the girls make it look easy, but she said she's also watched good guys go bad. And when y'all don't understand that, that's a whole nother show. Why do good guys go bad? Because most men are really not as bad as y'all think they are. They are really turned that way. So that, like I said, that's a whole nother show though.
Yeah, it's a whole nother show. Hey, like the page, talk on it, tell me what you want to do. The page is Random Thoughts with DVP. It's on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, DVP13. Anytime you want to talk about something, shoot me something. You can either get with me or Roy.
Thank Alicia.
And
say thank you.
Alicia, I want to thank you for calling in. She's one of my favorite people. Say the name of that book one more time, because I'm gonna read it this weekend.
If your wife is so good, why are you in the bed with me? The Confessions of a Cleanup Woman.
And to my Florida girlfriend, I'm not reading that book for us. I'm just reading it. But I'm still feeling some kind of way. Alicia, I want to thank you for calling in, and you know we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna have you because I like when you sit next to me and put your hand on my leg. Don't say that in front of Yolanda because she might hear it. And Alicia graduated too. She got a degree. She got a degree last weekend. Oh, you weren't even gonna say nothing. Congratulations.
You the one she touching.
Thank you.
No, but she was looking at my brother too. That's why I ain't let him come to the show this week because I was trying. Okay, Alicia, who you picking, me and my brother? Because I didn't even let him come to the show. We just need to know before we start the family feud thing.
I like gray. I love gray.
Hold on.
I mean,
This
I'm
is
sorry,
white. This
hair.
is white. There you go.
I forgot
Thank you.
told me it's white. Yes.
Okay.
I love white hair. You know, I've been looking at you since the day I met you.
Oh, it's at least gonna be in the show next week. All right, we'll talk to you next week. At least have a good weekend and congratulations on your degree. We're gonna me and Rob want to have some input on that next book.
Oh yeah, you will because listening to you guys, I want you to.
I got you. Is Sahiri still on the line?
She's gone.
All right, Sahiri, I want to thank you and I'm gonna let you upgrade to Verizon or something. Let Metro go. Just say bye. I mean, it ain't easy, but it's like a bad relationship. Just say bye. Shawnee, I appreciate everything you're doing. Sonny. Sonny, like the page, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be like that. Yolanda, if you don't like the page and talk to me, we're going to have a breakup for real. We're going to be on, who's the divorce court show? George Maybelline? I don't even get to watch TV no more. Whoever that show is. Oh, we're going to be on Cheaters. That'll get more ratings. This has been Random Thoughts with DVP. I want to thank one of my special guests, G. and my super producer Roy. I will see you guys next week.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm back in Florida again. We
Oh.
still maybe able to do it next week.
All
Yeah,
right, well,
we can.
we're gonna debate. We may have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna try some. We're gonna try
it'll
some
be a
internet
remote.
trickery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a remote show.
All right,
We'll
well,
do the
we're gonna do this next week because he already made me tell him I'm scared. He told me he going. I may have to go to Florida. Hey, we can do it.
I have to. I'm gonna be in Florida next Friday.
Oh,
We can still
yeah,
do
I
it.
may come to Florida. All right, but hey, I appreciate y'all calling in and all the information. Like the page, hit us back. Random Thoughts with DVP. See you later. Peace.